You're not struggling because you're poor. You're struggling because you live in the USA. You're struggling because prices have gone up tremendously, but the wages haven't. You're struggling because your bills continue to increase, but your wages haven't. You're struggling because you have greedy, corrupt CEOs of companies that are continuing to record record profits but are refusing to pay their workers a livable wage. You're struggling because the country that prints money won't give that money back to its people.
I don't give a fuck if I'm crying. I don't care. America, we're struggling, man. We're dying every fucking day, bro. We got to hear about another friend that blew his fucking head off. Another friend that fucking overdosed. Another friend that fucking did something stupid. Another friend that fucking everyone fucking hates, dude. We're very lonely, America. This is from a veteran. We're fucking dying. We're fucking dying, dude. You can't just feed us pills and say, here's $100 a month. Go fuck yourself. I don't care if I sound like a bitch. We need something to happen, bro.
I'm an American who lives in England, and I was sent to A&E today by my GP, and I was there for 6 hours, and I felt annoyed that I was there for that long, and then I was like, I don't think I'm allowed to be annoyed because I've come from America where this visit would cost me so much money, and here I pay nothing at the point of service. Obviously, we contribute in other ways, but not right at that minute. And so when I was sent home with my prescriptions and my cannula was taken out and everything, I didn't even have to pay for parking because they waived it because I had been at the hospital so long. So I was like, well, I feel like I'm not allowed to be annoyed at how long I was here because I got seen and, it didn't cost me anything at that time. But also, doctors are doctors. No matter which country you're in, they're busy. They have loads of people to see. You're going to be sat waiting. And I feel like I am actually allowed to be both grateful and annoyed at the NHS at the same time. I can be grateful to have access to it and simultaneously be annoyed that it took 6 hours to access it. And I feel like I'm coming to terms with okay, that's fair.
I'm an American. I was taught growing up that we were the good guys. I was taught other countries are scary. I'm an American. Everything here is an ad. I go window shopping for clothes. That way I don't waste my money on clothes instead of food. I'm an American. The prisons here are privatized. It's basically slave labor. If you have enough money, you can get away with violence, but God forbid if you accidentally mess up on your own taxes. I'm an American. The government doesn't do my taxes. I do mine. And I have to pay to do it. I'm an American. I will never own a home. I will never have a child. I will never have a wedding. Not the one I wanted anyway. I'm an American. We pay more for our military planes than we do for our healthcare, which is nothing. We don't have healthcare. I'm an American. All my tax dollars go to fund wars I don't agree with. I'm an American. I couldn't afford college because I had to pay for it myself, which put me in debt. I'm an American. Last time I went to the ER because I thought my appendix was bursting, it took me 9 hours to get seen. And then I paid $2,000 for it. And that was with health insurance. I'm an American. I pay hundreds of dollars a month in gas because there's no buses you can ride here. Unless you want a 4-hour round trip to your work and back. I'm an American and I hate it here.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Now, things have really changed in America, and America, it is falling apart. Majority of Americans right now, they are experiencing hard life in America. I want us to see some of the reasons to why America, it is becoming a country whereby even American people, they cannot right now feel comfortable in living in America. Number one, it is high cost of living. Rent and homes price have skyrocketed, especially in major cities. Many can't afford to buy homes anymore. So you can see the rent and homes, the price of rent and homes, it has really skyrocketed, and this because of how homes and rent it has becoming expensive. Majority of many American people, they cannot afford to buy homes or even to pay rent. Healthcare, it's expensive even with insurance. A medical emergency can bankrupt someone. So you can see healthcare, it has really become a very expensive even if you have a medical if you have a medical insurance also. It has really become very expensive. Education, a student's loan debt is crushing millions of Americans for decades after graduation. And also, guys, wages not keeping up. We have seen majority of Americans, they have been working, but there's no increment of wages. They are still being paid the same wages. While things they are going up, the wages, it is not also going up. The wages, it is still the same. So while price go up, inflation, wages have stagnated for many years. The minimum wage hasn't kept pace with the actual cost of living most places. So you can see most of places the wages, it is not going up. They are not increasing wages because you're supposed to increase wages while also the price of the commodity or even how life it is going. Also, you need to increase the wages, but they are not wages, it is still the same, while the cost of commodities, it is going up. So guys, I want you to continue watching this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. I'm your host, Dash Lifestyle.
You realize that it costs money to exist anywhere in the United States? Like, there's almost nowhere you can just exist. You gotta pay money. It's either you're renting or you're paying for a mortgage. If you're gonna go anywhere, it's usually you have to drive or take public transportation. That costs money while you're on the way to the place you're gonna go, which you're gonna spend money at that place. Usually it's gonna be a grocery store, it's gonna be a gas station, or you're going to work, trying to make money so you can spend the money. But like living in an RV or a van in the United States more massively opens up your eyes to the fact that you can't just exist anywhere without paying for it. Like, I'm in a public park right now. Thank God for those, because otherwise it would just be parking lots. And I've even been eyeballed in parking lots just sitting there, like, or asked to move, like, because you're not going in and patronizing. So you can only be in that parking lot as long as you're going to be spending money on the businesses that are there. Okay, well, I can stay in this park during the day. I cannot stay overnight. I will have to go somewhere. That would be a campground, which I hate. I don't do campgrounds. I know there's other ways. I know there's Walmart, there's Cracker Barrel, there's Hip Camp that's still paying, there's Boondockers Welcome, you're still essentially paying.
People are broke, and now there's proof showing up in the numbers. Kellogg's reported an 8.6% drop in cereal sales. Crocs pulled its entire financial forecast. Heineken says people are drinking less. And even global giants like Nestle are seeing sales fall across the board. And what's scary about this, it's not about cutting luxuries. People are walking away from everyday items. Candy, snacks, fast food, takeout. Last Saturday, I went for lunch at a popular restaurant. Usually packed at noon, we expected a wait. Instead, we were just a handful of people there. Because consumers are cutting back hardest on items that bring joy. Chips, chocolate, going out to dinner. Not because they want to, because simply they don't have the fucking money. And companies know it. Forecasts are being pulled. Behind the scenes, they see the truth. Demand just isn't slowing. It's fucking collapsing. After 5 brutal years, Americans are barely hanging on, and now the administration slaps tariffs on top of it. It's like throwing gasoline on an already burning house. These families are one missed paycheck away from financial collapse. Americans aren't tightening belts anymore. They've run out of fucking notches.
I've had enough. Yeah, I've had enough of this horse shit. I don't give a shit what kind of law you make. I ain't gonna follow it. I ain't paying my taxes this year. I just don't even care. I'm not gonna be ruled by tyrants. I'm done. No taxes. I'm not following your goddamn laws that you make that are arbitrary and unconstitutional. I just ain't doing it. I've had fucking enough of your bullshit. Washington State, Oregon, California, kiss my ass. I ain't following no more laws. No more new laws that don't make no sense. Your little snitch line and all your bullshit you got going on, I'm not doing it. I'm not funding your scams and your NGOs and your bullshit, your wars, your thieving, thieving, you loudmouth politicians that don't give a f about the common person. I'm done. I've had enough. I am no longer going to participate in your horse shit. And I don't give a f what you try to take from me. I come into this world with nothing. I'll go out with nothing. I don't give a fuck. fuck you and off. And on top of that, you best leave me the alone, because you won't like the results if you come out here and try to stomp on my neck. It won't end well. I'm old, and I'm mean as fuck. Leave me alone.
How do you enjoy your weekend when you're stressed and overwhelmed? We wake up on Saturday and the weight's still there. It doesn't matter if you're off work or at work. The bills are stacking up, the house is still a mess in your brain. Well, it won't shut off, will it? You try to relax, but you feel guilty for it. You try to rest, but the world says you're lazy if you do. You want to breathe, but it feels like every second you waste might put you even farther behind. People say, oh, just enjoy your time off. Bro, I can't. I'm too damn tired to be present and too anxious to sit still. I feel like I'm drowning in responsibility while everyone else is out here living. And your job from Friday has you already anxious for what's to come when you go back on Monday, because you're left with a huge mess on your hands and now you got to walk back into that train wreck. The weekend's supposed to be a break, but for a lot of us, it's just a pause in the chaos. We don't relax. We just barely recover. And deep down, we're all just wondering, how much can we do and how long can we do this for before we finally break? Monday's almost here, folks, and that's always there in the back of our minds. It's always there waiting for us. And before you know it, that alarm clock's going to be ringing at 5 or 6 a.m. Monday morning, and back you are. Have a good weekend.
I look like an absolute mess right now, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about what has been happening for the past few weeks with me. I'm a federal employee. I usually don't like to say that on this app because, you know, people apparently hate federal employees. But I was illegally terminated on Valentine's Day. And then after I had applied to unemployment, I got a notification a week later at 2 a.m. that my job was reinstated due to the stakeholders that I work with, their concern about me getting fired. And they had to petition our Republican representative to reinstate my job. And I'm grateful that they fought for me, even though I shouldn't have been terminated in the first place. But let me just say, since I've gotten my job back, I've hated every moment. There is nothing more demoralizing than going to your job as a public servant and then watching all of the people that also are public servants around you get fired, and illegally fired, if I might add. And watching all of your friends and people that you really care about lose their livelihoods, their careers, everything they've worked for their entire lives just getting thrown out the window. It really doesn't boost morale for me to have to watch these things and to hear about these things and to be in constant communication with so many people that have been affected by this administration and what they call government efficiency downsizing. That's absolutely not true. I have a lot of friends that work at different federal agencies because I'm a returned Peace Corps volunteer. So a lot of us that do Peace Corps, we usually transition to federal jobs after. And from what I've heard across different people that are experiencing things at different agencies, it's all kind of similar to me. It seems like a lot of essential workers and facilities are now being cut on the ground in the places where we're trying to serve the community. And it's just making the government completely inefficient. And then this administration is then going to blame government workers for not being efficient when all of their resources have been cut off. And all of our constituents and the people that we serve have been brainwashed into thinking that we are the problem. It's not the administration, it's the government workers. I know a lot of scientists, biologists, conservationists that have been attacked publicly and online saying that we are government bureaucrats, when in reality, a lot of us just finished our 2 or 3 degrees where we got paid no money for every single day that we worked. And then this was our first job, our first real paying job out of school. You don't go into biology or conservation for the money. I just want to make all of that clear to everyone. You go into it because you care about the earth. You care about the citizens of the US. You care about people that aren't billionaires, right? You care about nature, animals. You want to preserve the amazing biodiversity and our agricultural and ecological systems in this country. And in the past, we've had pretty strong support from both the different administrations and the public on the work that we do, because it is important and it is irreplaceable. But now, so many of Trump's loyalists and followers have been brainwashed into thinking that we deserve to lose our jobs because we're scientists and we're lying to people, which is absolutely crazy. Like, I did not, when I was a little kid watching Steve Irwin when I was 5 years old, I wasn't imagining that when I decided to pursue a career in biology and ecology that I would be getting attacked for wanting to save and to improve the natural systems in this country. And now that we don't even have the public support, it's like, what's the point? What are we fighting for? We're just getting berated at work, online for literally nothing. And all of these people have been convinced that, yeah, we're the enemy. And I'm going to watch as our national parks get torn apart. I'm going to watch as the sorghum and wheat growers that I work with at my job lose their farms, lose their crop insurance, and lose their livelihoods, let's be frank. So I want everyone to just take a good hard look about what's happening right now. Like, just look around you. Do you think that tearing down these agencies is really going to improve your life? Because it's not. It's going to actually drastically decrease the quality of your life. And if you are too dense and too brainwashed to see that, I truly pity you, because you are literally attacking the people that are keeping you between being housed and unhoused, having natural parks and spaces and not, and having a food supply, a safe and sustainable food supply and not. So please reconsider who you're trying to attack right now. Are we really the enemy, or is it the freaking billionaires that have taken over this country?
It sucks to be a white American. Now hold on, give me a chance, let me explain. I want you to think of the kind of person who would put on a White Lives Matter sticker on the back of their Ford pickup. Why do they do that? Is it all racism? Well, yeah. But I think it goes a lot deeper than that. White Americans basically have no culture. Not in the same way we see other people. And we white people, we know this inherently, and it scares us. We know we have our regional cultures. Our cities, our sports teams, and families all give us our regional culture, but being white basically means nothing. Or generally, at least nothing positive. White people throughout American history are almost always seen on the side of the oppressors. Not all white people, but most of us. And this sucks to learn. It's even harder to internalize. And it's why white people usually don't accept this, because it makes us feel a deep sense of guilt. I think it's why white people say nonsense like, I can't be racist, I have black friends. Sure, you probably don't see black people as objects, but you're refusing to accept the role our people have had in their oppression. That guilt we feel is our responsibility for the actions of our ancestors. It's why white people refuse to say that black people deserve reparation, because it admits our guilt. But black people deserve reparations. It just makes sense logically. You can sue someone for scratching your car, but black people can't sue the American government for the enslavement of their people. My people are arresting and deporting Mexican families from this country. Think about that. We are telling people that they are not allowed on the land we stole. Let's go a step further. White people stole a sacred land site from the people indigenous to this land and then carved 4 white people's faces on it, most of which were slave owners. I mean, Mount Rushmore is a place that we look at and we're like, oh, cool, giant faces. But to other people, it's a giant form of oppression. And admitting that and coming to terms with that sucks. We suck, dude. My people really and truly suck. Not all of us contributed to this oppression, but we are all a part of it. And this will mostly sound like virtue signaling. It will mostly sound like, look at how rough we are. But there is a reality to admitting this guilt and being honest with it. Because white people are afraid to do this. And we're afraid to admit it because my people are weak. White people are weak. We have power we have given ourselves and put down the cultures that are stronger than us because we know that we're weak. If white Americans were oppressed the same way black, native, or Mexican American people are, we would crack like glass. Our culture and identity as white people is so meaningless that we do everything in our power to keep other people down so that we don't break from having someone else on top. I think that's why you see white Americans championing white pride, not just out of ignorance or racism, but it's because they are scared. They're scared to come to terms with their guilt, scared to admit they're wrong, and terrified to acknowledge that we may have all the societal, economic, and political power, but as a people we are weak. But this isn't the way it has to be forever. I have hope that one day my people will finally take responsibility for what we have done. I hope that we'll collectively accept our role in the oppression of our non-white brothers and sisters and finally take action. And it will take the action of us white folks. It's not just non-white people that have to fight for their rights. It's us too fighting for them because our cross to bear is being born white. Being born with the skin color of the oppressors means that we have to fight to be nothing like them. We're not near that right now. America is in a tumultuous stage where it very much does not feel like white people are acknowledging where they went wrong. But I want to have hope, and I refuse to accept that one day justice won't prevail. Collectively, we can all shed the shadow of oppression and share this place together. And that's the message I want to end with. I want to be hopeful that one day oppression will be something taught in history class, something that we don't have to see ourselves in. That's what I hope. Anyway, I want to be optimistic in the end. Anyway, that's it. Thanks.
My ancestors came here legally, and they came here the right way. Because they came here before 1874. Before 1874, the borders were completely open. And you can't blame Biden for that. Before 1874, there were no laws. And between 1874 and 1924, there began a systemic series of laws that began to restrict immigration. But they did not really restrict immigration for white Europeans. They were to begin the restriction of mostly Asian immigration, specifically the Chinese. And they were brutal. They began to restrict immigration then against anarchists, polygamists, and other quote-unquote undesirables. But again, between 1874 and 1924, if you were off the boat from Europe and you were white, you were welcome into this country with open arms. I say this because many Americans today who are claiming this, and today of all days, with all the protests on immigration, who are claiming my ancestors came here legally and they came here the right way, have no idea what the laws were when their ancestors came over, if they even knew when their ancestors came over. They don't even understand how easy it was for their ancestors to come over. I'm not saying that it was easy for their ancestors to come over. Their ancestors sacrificed a lot to buy the ticket to come over. They left everything they knew. It is difficult for someone to immigrate, no matter what time period it is, whether it's 100 years ago, whether it's today, to leave everything they know and to go to a foreign country. It is infinitely more difficult today to do it the right way. And those Americans who continue to say that over and over, that they did it the right way, simply do not understand how difficult it is today. Or, worse yet, they don't care. And I'm concerned that it's that second. They don't care, that there is no empathy. And they use the excuse of, my ancestors did it the right way. There's no excuse. Your ancestors did it the right way because a white European government set it up that way. A white European government made it easier for your ancestors to make it so, and continue today to make it so. It's not right.
I'm an American. We don't have free health insurance. We don't have really free anything. I'm an American. Doesn't matter if you have health insurance, because it's still going to take you 6 months to get seen by anyone, and then they're going to gaslight you into thinking nothing's wrong. I'm an American. You have to pay insurance on your house, except it's not going to cover earthquakes, disasters, hurricanes, or fires anymore. I'm an American. Gotta pay insurance on the car too, but that probably won't matter because they're probably not going to pay you out. Also, never use your insurance because then your premiums go up and then you have to pay more. I'm an American. Food, isn't it right? Food's a luxury and it's expensive. We've got a McDonald's on just about every block because it's way cheaper than making your own food. I'm an American. Everyone here hates everyone who lives here. And everyone here hates everyone who doesn't live here. And everyone hates everyone who tries to live here. Patriotic. I'm an American. I'm basically the average American. I'm not alone in feeling like this. I'm definitely not alone in being like this. Welcome to poverty America. We love it here. I'm an American. I pay $1,600 for a flat that has no bedroom. That's 2/3 of my income. I'm an American. I work 50 hours a week. I don't have health insurance. I'm an American. I couldn't afford to have a child even if I wanted to. I'm $7,000 in debt. I'm an American. My health is declining because I can't afford Whole Foods because that's too expensive for my life. I am very overqualified for my job, but no one else is hiring. I'm an American. I make my boss hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, while I can barely keep myself alive. I'm an American. I have never been out of the States. I have never been on a vacation. I'm an American. I make $20-some an hour. A livable wage here is like 30-some. Yet I don't qualify for government assistance whatsoever. On the days I don't work, I'm so tired I just sleep all day. I'm an American. My electric bill is so expensive I sit outside in the heat because I can't afford to turn the AC on in the damn house. I'm an American, and I fear I'm just an average American. I'm living the American dream.
Americans are so broke and they don't even realize it. I always get Americans tell me, oh, but people in Mexico only make $20 a day. You can get a full meal here for $2. The metro in Mexico City costs 5 pesos, which is like 25 cents. I can go to the market right now and buy 3 kilos of mangoes for like $2. Yeah, people make less money here, but the cost of living is also lower. Americans think that everywhere is like the US. Now, check this out. Let's say you live in the US and you make $3,500 a month after taxes. I'm being generous. Rent, $2,000. Car payment, $500. Car insurance, $200. Health insurance, $200. Phone bill, $100. Wi-Fi bill, $50. Light bill, $150. Water bill, $100. What's the point of making more money if you don't get to keep any of it? Who cares if you make $4,000 a month if you don't get to keep any of it? 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that includes half of 6-figure earners. 80% of you guys are in debt and don't own anything, and half of you guys don't even have $500 in your savings account. But let's call other countries poor and let's call other people poor. Living paycheck to paycheck your whole life and being in debt your whole life should be considered poverty, but it's not. And I know this is going to hurt a lot of Americans, but it's the truth. The US system wants you to spend every waking moment of your life working and paying into a system that will never benefit you. Slaving away your whole life just to be retired for a measly 10 years. At least here in Mexico, we own our things. We own our houses. We own our cars. We're not in debt. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Let me know what you guys think.
America has reached the pinnacle of its success. We are on a downward spiral. You cannot get pregnant in this country. You cannot get sick in this country. God forbid you have to call an ambulance. The government is taking away all assistance to healthcare, while we produce new stealth bombers that do missions in Iran for other countries. How unfortunate for us, the American citizens. This is the current state of our country. You cannot get sick. God help you if you do. Our government, they're all 90 years old, and all they care about is staying in office. They don't care whether you can survive. They don't care whether you're in debt. They don't care whether the banks take your home or your car or everything from you. Because you do not dare get sick in this country.
I'm tired. I'm so tired of the United States. It's so ghetto, and every day gets a little bit harder to function. I'm talking about, I don't understand how I am struggling in these United States and I make decent money. Like I don't do anything. I don't have debt. I put myself through school. Again, I put myself through school, and I owe the IRS every year. I own my own home. My car is paid off. I don't go out. I don't have friends. I'm a loner. There's a few people I talk to. I don't understand. Like, I have no debt. There's no debt I have, you guys. I don't owe anybody. Like, I'm just trying to understand, how am I struggling? I make decent money. I put money to the side for retirement, and then everything else is for bills. Like, how am I struggling? Like, I live below my means. Like, I stopped buying clothes. I stopped buying shoes and all of these fancy things. I don't go out. I don't purchase unnecessary items. Like, I am no longer a consumer, because when I was a consumer, it did me no good. Like, I have all of these things and nothing to show for it, right? So I stopped buying things, right? And I'm trying to understand, how am I struggling? When I was buying things, I felt like I was doing good. And now that I'm not buying things, I feel like I'm struggling. Like, how does this work in these United States? Like, I don't understand. Like, I live below my means. The only expense I would say I would have is, I do my own hair, and I go get my nails and my feet done every 2 weeks, right? That's it. I'm trying to understand how my grocery bill goes from $400 a month to $1,000 a month. I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand how my electric bill goes from $155 to $800 in 1 month. No past due balance. I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand how my internet goes from $75 to $140. And that is the lowest plan. I don't understand. I'm not processing these United States. And I make decent money, okay? I make decent money. And I saw a video today where a girl said that she makes $100,000 a year. And after taxes, she brings home about $70,000. And she's struggling. And I'm like, baby, if you're struggling, then I'm poor.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have listened to how majority of Americans, they are really coming out and telling us exactly how America it is, how America it is falling apart, and how America dream it is right now, American dream it is dead. And also guys, I want to read some of the comments that majority of Americans people, they have come out and share their thoughts. And also guys, you can also share your thoughts on the comment section. Before I add my commentary, I also want you to participate and tell me, how do you feel for those people who are in America? Is this true, what it is happening in America? You have seen those videos and you can tell us exactly if it is true, these things that people that are saying in America, it is happening, because majority of them, they are saying that right now there is a high cost of living. We have seen rent, we have seen people, they cannot even afford basic necessities. We have been seeing how people, they cannot even afford to pay their rent. They cannot afford to buy homes. majority of them right now, I've seen some of the videos, majority of Americans, they have decided to live in stores. So you can also share your thought and tell us if it is true what these people that are coming out and telling us about America. And also, guys, I can read you some of the comments from people who have come out. There's a guy who has come out here and saying, Americans look good in the movie, but in reality, most of the people are struggling to get by. So this guy is saying that in the movie, as we all see in the movies, they usually show us the best places in America. They usually show how rich people live in America, but they have never gone ahead and showcase how people they are living, how the people they are living hungry, how people they are roaming on the street looking for job without having food. But in the TV, especially for us who we are in the African countries, they usually portray a good image of America so that we can believe America it is great. America it is still that dream country. But right now I can for sure tell you that things have really changed in America. So we have this guy telling us most people struggle because they are horrible with managing their money. It seems like the poorer they are, the more they go out to eat. So this guy is saying that all this problem of these white people who are coming out here crying, it is because they don't know how to manage their money. Is it true, guys? You can tell me if it is true. Majority of these American people who are coming out here crying, it is because they are not managing their money very well. So let's see. This guy has come out and say, because it was never left versus right, it is bottom versus top. Hello. So we have this guy saying that, man, is it so true? The people are hurting and someone is adding more pain to their lives. Wow, that's a powerful comment. And so there's this guy also, he's saying that, I am a black man and I say welcome to my world. So this one is now welcoming white people in Africa. Or yeah, he's welcoming people to Africa. So guys, there's a last comment I want to read for you. See, your problem is you think America is great. The reality is it lags way behind of countries and they treat their citizen much better. So guys, and also I want you to comment down below and share your thought. Tell us exactly if it is true. Right now, people, they are really struggling in America. But for me, adding my commentary, I want to tell you that we have been seeing how America, it is majority of, especially of our African people, they have been leaving their countries, their family, their friends, just to go in America, because majority of them, they were believing in American dream. Majority of them, they went in America to go and look for a greener pasture. But right now, what I can tell them, America, it is not safe for even for immigrant people. If the white people, they are the ones who are coming out and crying, they cannot afford basic necessities. They cannot afford to pay the rent. They cannot even afford to pay their medical bills. So you can imagine how life it is in America. So those are African people who they really want to go in America. It's better they stay their country, because American dream, it is dead, and America, it is falling apart. And it is because of American people, especially the MAGA people who they voted in for this administration. I've seen since this administration came into power, things are really changing in America, to a point whereby I've seen some of the videos of American people, they are leaving their country. Majority of them, they are going abroad. So this is to tell you that also majority of Americans people, they are waking up. They have come out and realized that it is not safe right now to stay in America. And also them, they are leaving the America. And I've also played for you some of the videos of American people in my previous video. If you haven't watched my previous video, kindly guys go and watch my previous video. I did a story whereby majority of Americans, they are warning the tourists not to come to their country, because their country, it is not safe. If it is not safe for them, also what about those tourists who are coming to visit America? It won't be safe for them. So they are warning the tourists, don't come to America. They have issued a warning to those tourists to don't come to America. If you can stay, if you can afford to stay out of America, just stay out of America business, because right now America, it is not safe. And also they're telling them that if you want to come to America, come after 4 years when they are having new administration. But coming with this administration, it is not safe and it is not okay. So that is a message to white people who they came out and send towards the people who really want to go in America as a tourist. So this is to tell you that things have changed in America, and also we have seen how ICE, they are treating immigrant people. We have been seeing how the ICE, they are breaking families. They are deporting people back to their country with nothing you can imagine. So this is tell you that right now the system in America, it is not safe, and also American dream, it is dead. I've been telling you that Americans will not recover from the hands of this new administration. It will take for them years to recover from the hands of this administration. And I've been telling you that it is very hard. It is very hard to build something, but to break it, it is very easy to break. So you have seen how it is easy to break a country, because right now America, it is not going to be the first world country. Yeah, because of if they are continuing to do like this, with deporting people, with creating enmities with so many countries, America, it will not be the first world country that we usually see. So kindly guys, this video is only for educational purposes, and also to inform you what it is really happening in America. And also you have seen some of the comment, and also guys, I want to see your comments. Let's talk more in the comment section. And also guys, remember to give this video a thumbs up. So kindly subscribe if you haven't, share this video, and thank you so much guys for watching till this time.